guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and we are back here at Superformance with my pal Doug. You know, you guys always hear me, right? I'm always stoked when we come down here because we got Cobras and we got GT40s and we got Daytona Coupes and, you know, Grand Sports. And we got so many wonderful cars down here. I've got a new favorite down here, and that is, I know I say
like
that
every time you come.
every single time I say that, but here's the truth, you guys. I've got a new favorite here, and this is their Cobra R. And Doug's gonna walk us through, beyond the obvious differences, the splitter, the gills on the side, or the fins, whatever you want to call them, you know, the diffuser. Like, there's some physical differences, so nobody could ever say, is that a real Cobra you're driving? Which I personally like.
Yeah.
And I like the modernized flavor of this. I like that I'm looking at a Cobra Plus.
Right.
You know, it
Well,
looks like a race car to me.
Since 1996, we've been doing the Superformance Mark III, which is the 427 SC body style.
Right.
And everybody loves that. And one of Superformance's claims to fame is as close to an original Cobra as you can get without going to a continuation car.
Right.
But the body has been very traditional. The interior's been very traditional.
For sure.
It's been very cool with the Ford versus Ferrari movie. One of the great things we've seen with the movie is a whole new generation of people are appreciating the Cobra and discovering the Cobra even for the first time.
For sure.
But some of you young kids out there aren't that traditional and like to have some modern stuff.
Right.
So what we did, we came out with the Mark III R, which is an updated resto mod, if you will, version of the Cobra.
Right.
A lot more aggressive looking. So starting at the front, you know, you've got the traditional quick jacks, but then you've got this front splitter that you pointed out.
Not only the look of having the splitter, but the design of the splitter looks great. I love how it curves out and comes back to meet the body.
Very unconventional and really, really well done. As you said, flowing with the curved lines of the car instead of doing something angular that looks tacked on.
And it all being one piece.
Yeah. Going around, you know, you've got this little dip in the nose, which just gives it a little more of an aggressive look.
Yep.
And then you've got the side vents behind the front and rear wheels. And you can either do the traditional vertical slotted vents or this graded vent. And then you can do these strakes, or you can delete the strakes. So you can get it with or without. We've got another car here, the second one of these produced, that has no strakes on it. So you can see how it looks both ways.
Yep. The rear diffuser is pretty radical on this
Yeah,
car.
the rear diffuser, it's definitely visible. You notice it for sure.
For sure.
Yep, wraps all the way under the car.
That's the part, I didn't notice that the other day. I didn't get down and look. I was just looking from the rear view, and I thought it was more of a decorative just to produce the look of a diffuser, but it's an actual real functional diffuser here.
Yeah, and then you move to the interior of the car.
Yeah.
And this is where you see some more modern updates too. You know, without doing a shameless plug, I'll do a shameless plug and say Speed Hut, I love their gauges. Absolutely love Speed Hut. I put that in my future GT40. So here you have a choice of custom Speed Hut electronic gauges, which really update the interior of the car. And then you can choose from any color, leather, double stitching. Like this is all double stitched with no piping on the seats, which gives it a clean, modern look. Still stay with this, but you can do like custom inserts, Alcantara. You've got a leather covered tunnel instead of the carpet. But you can mix and match and do whatever. You can do diamond stitching or special stitching on the door panels, on the seats, whatever you want to customize.
I love the wheel on here. You know, I love the look of the wood wheel. The wood wheel is so classic to the car. It looks wonderful. I've driven both. I like this better. You get a better grip. It's not going to heat up in the sun as much as the wood's going to, and the metal that's on there. I mean, I've said it so many times already. I love the look of this new version you guys are doing. I'm not the guy that wants to be driving around in a $80, $90, $100,000 Cobra and have every guy walk up to you and wonder if you're driving a car that's worth north of $1 million.
Right.
This is my style all the way because nobody's going to ask. And I really like the upgrades, especially, man, that front splitter on this car kills me. It's so good. I think it's so good.
Yeah. The other thing on this car that I love is the color.
Oh,
this is Atlantis Blue. It's a BMW color. One of the cool things about the Mark III R, you can pick any custom color you want, 2-stage, 3-stage, whatever color you want, custom stripe package. This has anthracite stripes, and then we did anthracite on all the trim.
Yep.
So previously we've offered a blackout package where you can black out all the trim, but even the pins for the top and the tonneau cover are all coated the same, and you can choose any finish you want. So, and you can choose any custom stripe combination you want to. You can do custom fender stripes, whatever you want on this car. This car is basically a blank palette for you to design your dream on.
Right, which is great. And you did it even on the engine, right? Don't I remember? Isn't there anthracite in the?
Yeah, there's coating. This has got a Roush in it, and with the Roush, you can do an enamel coating on like the water pump, timing cover, intake cover.
Yeah.
They'll custom coat that for you. You just specify a color.
Yeah.
And so this one's done to kind of tie in with the theme of the car.
Yep. And while we're still here, while we're looking into the engine bay, so this is the Superformance chassis, correct? This
Correct.
is the nice box chassis.
Yeah. Square tube frame chassis, unequal upper and lower A-arms, custom tuned Bilstein gas shocks. And then since you're mentioning suspension, also on this car, you get the upgraded 18-inch wheels in a custom finish to match the car as well, which is huge because when you put big power like this under the hood, you want to have a lot of grip.
Right.
So instead of the standard 295 rear tire you get with the 15-inch wheel, you get that big 335 back there.
335 back there is so massive, man. I love it. I love it. So you start with a 351, they punch it out to a 427, but it's a small block still producing what a 427 does. So
right, and with Roush they give you the 427 SR, which produces 510 horsepower, 515 torque, or the R for the same price. So the R has a more radical head cam combo, and that makes 550 horse, 540 torque, unless you go to the IR, which is the 8-stack fuel injection system from Borla that they use.
Yeah.
And then you get 560 horsepower, 550 foot-pounds of torque.
Just absurd.
Yeah.
And or, the car weighs, what are we at, 2,500?
Yeah, about 2,450, 2,500 pounds, somewhere in there.
By the way, you guys, for anyone watching right now, tomorrow morning, there's a thing called the Quarantine Cruise happening in Huntington Beach. A bunch of us are getting together where we're all gonna be in our cars, so we're not hanging out and buddy-buddy. It's not a car show, it's just us cruising. And Doug helped me talk Lance into me putting my butt in this seat. So when we're done shooting today, I get to take this car for the rest of the day, all of tonight. I probably won't sleep. I'll just drive and put 1,000 miles on this thing. And then I'm going to the cruise tomorrow morning. So we're gonna show you guys some footage of me cruising in this with God knows how many other cars are gonna be out rolling with us. And I'm gonna be going for a drive in this.
Hey, you know, this car just begs to be on the road.
It does.
So I think it's time to stop looking and get cooking. Let's do it.
All right, you guys, before we go for a drive, we've got merch. ATLAmerch.com. We've got really cool shirts, hats, stickers, and I absolutely love our keychains. Now, let's go for a drive. I don't know that there's a better sound than the sound of this 427 with side pipes.
It never gets old. I mean, I say it over and over and over again, but it's because it's true. That sound, that idle.
I mean, and your description the other day was perfect, that it's like a Harley on 4 wheels.
Yeah, it really is.
Just throaty and rumbles, and I mean, it's as obnoxious as a Harley, but that's the beauty of what the vehicle is, you know? And for the guy that knows he has to go for a cruise with his wife, but he doesn't really like his wife anymore, what better car could you ask for, man?
I've told guys that on a test drive, because I show them, like, you know, at 2,400 RPM, 2,000 RPM, you can cruise and have a conversation in the car in a normal tone of voice.
Right.
I said, but if you want that pedal on the right, I call it the mute button. You just go up above 3,500 RPM, you have no idea you even have a passenger in the car.
Done. There's no more conversation happening. That is just the best.
Yeah.
Oh, and there is no turn signals.
Right here.
Oh, it's over on this side.
Because there's no room on that side.
There's definitely not. And
People ask, is that a British thing? Because it's started out as a British car. I'm like, no, there's literally
no room over here, for sure.
Oh, that nice little burble on the downshift.
God, it's so good. like I
This
see
poor
that,
guy's
like I
stuck in
see
a
that
McLaren.
McLaren right there, right?
Yeah.
Pretty wonderful. That's a great car.
Awesome car.
Like, what are you taking, this or that? Not even a question for me. Like, just not even a question. God, man.
Hell yeah.
It feels so planted, you know, that's,
Because it is.
yeah.
When we engineered the 18-inch wheel and tire package, with that wheel and tire package on a standard Mark III with a small block 427, you'll outperform a BMW M3 on a road course all day long.
And that's a seriously
It's a hell
competent
of a
car.
benchmark.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a hell of a benchmark.
I'm $4,000 in third gear. I mean, it's just endless, the torque.
First time I drove one of these cars, I pulled out onto PCH. I had my wife Marisa in the car with me, and I was going to show her what the car would really do.
Yeah.
I shifted into third gear, and I thought the clutch was slipping. I'm like, oh my God, the clutch is slipping. I looked in the rearview mirror, 2 black marks. I was actually spinning the tires. The car was just so straight and so composed, I had no idea. A lot of people buy these cars from me, and it really is because they sell themselves.
They do. I mean, the sound alone is one thing, but if that's all it was, but if it did weird things on steering, you know, if it at a certain point, it would be just nostalgia.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have a car that sounds like this, pulls like that, and drives like this, it's such a no-brainer car to me.
You gotta warn me before you do that. I might need to go to a chiropractor.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Oh, I love it.
Another serious wow moment in this car, just truly amazing. I can't believe I'm about to leave here driving this car all the rest of today till tomorrow, taking it on the quarantine cruise, which we're about to show you now. Thanks for hanging and watching and supporting what we do, and it's time for me to go rip. Later, guys.